Hello, it's Gareth here. I hope you are well. So in this video I'm going to share with you what I eat every morning for my breakfast. This is Bootie's breakfast smoothie, and I've been having this now for a few months. It really works for me. It helps me to stay energized and full until lunchtime. It's really simple to put together. The ingredients are all healthy and the ingredients can be found in most supermarkets. So the reason that I'm sharing this with you is I really do think breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I know if I ever miss breakfast, I feel grumpy and grouchy by lunchtime and then start eating rubbish. And if you want to avoid kind of having to snack and eating stuff that's not good for you, getting a good breakfast is essential. So I'm going to show how it's put together. I'm also going to talk about something else just before I show you that, which is if you're serious about taking care of yourself physically and you want to be on point with where you are with your weight, and I know extra pounds and gaining weight can be a big deal for people, especially when we get, over 40, it becomes much more difficult, you think, to manage your weight. It actually isn't. You just got to be more mindful of what you're eating. So if you want to be more mindful of what you're eating, you need to know what you're eating and how much of it. So the one thing I would highly recommend you get hold of is these. It's a set of scales. Now you can get these anywhere, they're not expensive, but it allows you to know how much of anything you're eating. And before you start saying, oh, that's complicated, I don't want to weigh everything out, you actually don't have to weigh everything out, because the one thing I also suggest, which is a good practice, is to eat fairly similar breakfast every day. In fact, I eat the same breakfast every day because I know exactly how to weigh it out, I know exactly how much of it. Because I don't weigh it out, I actually use these things called scoops, which is an American thing, I believe. But some of the things I'll talk about today, you'll need the scoops, so many scoops. If you haven't got the scoops, you can weigh them out. And eventually, when you've done it often enough, the same meal, you kind of can do it by eye and you get it very accurate. But whether it's your breakfast, your lunch or your dinner, if you have a same meal for breakfast and lunch, then you only have to weigh it out once. Once you know what it is, you don't really need to weigh it out that much because you'll kind of know by eye what it is. But it's surprising when I first started doing this how I didn't understand how much a portion size was, and I was eating way too much in some cases, and then in other cases way too little. So weighing out is something you should do. So I'll get into this now, that I don't labour on for too long. So here we go. Let's make this smoothie, Bootie's breakfast smoothie. So the first thing I put in here is some milk. I use this, it's called, can you see that? It's soya milk. I use that because I think it's a little bit healthier than dairy. It's unsweetened, and I put about 200 millilitres in here, which is about that, more like that. The next thing we're adding, which is something I'm sure you've all had in your life, is oats. Now there's 200 grams of oats here, so it looks like quite a lot of oats, and there is, but it's 2 scoops roughly, so it's 2 scoops of oats going here next. And them oats, they're a great form of carbohydrate. They'll give you energy throughout the day because they release very slowly. The next thing I'm putting in this is the banana. Now it asks for a large banana in my recipe, but I don't have any large bananas, so I'm going to use 2 relatively small ones. If you just check my bananas out, you can see they're quite ripe. And there's something I do is I always have bananas ripening in the kitchen. I always have bananas in. The cheapest chips, as is the oats. And they're just so useful because they're a great little snack during the day, but they make a fantastic base for a smoothie. So I'm just going to undo these, shove them in here. The banana. Now the other thing I add to this, and this is probably not available in every supermarket, but you can get it in all London Barretts, and it is a bit expensive when you see how much the bag is, but you don't use much of it. It's called matcha powder. And matcha powder, it says in here, revitalises the body and focuses the mind. I like how it tastes, and there's massive health benefits to this. If you want to Google matcha powder, the benefits are significant. And I'm going to put in about 20 grams of that, which is about a tablespoon in there. The other thing I add to it, which is, you don't have to put this in if you're really trying to watch your calories. It adds a little bit more calories for me, but also adds a little bit of sweetness, is honey. I think this is just some cheap honey from Aldi. I'm going to put in about a couple of teaspoons of that, just for a little bit of sweetness. And then the other thing that I put in, and you can have this fresh or frozen, or fresh or tinned, and it's pineapple. And I just get a couple of pineapple rings, and I put them in as well. And again, it adds a bit of sweetness, also a bit of fibre, but I do like how it tastes. And then the final thing I put in, which is a little bit of yoghurt. And this yoghurt, just Greek yoghurt, any yoghurt will do. You can have full fat or no fat. I like full fat. I think, you know, you need this good fat. It's not that bad for you. And again, I'm probably going to put just a couple of heaped tablespoons in there is what I put in. Maybe a little bit more, like that. And then finally, and again, depending how you like it, I like my smoothies quite cold, so I'll just put a few chunks of ice in here. And this particular blend, and also the Nutribullet, it will blitz ice, no problem. What you can do with the, if you've got tin pineapple, is there's a bit of juice in here, so I'll just sometimes add a little bit of that juice in, just to loosen it up a bit. And then all we do is we blend that. So as blending doesn't sound too great on video, I'll come back when it's blended. Okay, so that's it now, all blended up. It does take a while. If you struggle with blending it, just add a little bit more water, or you can add a little bit more of the milk or a bit more of the pineapple juice. But that's blended now. I'll take the lid off. And what I've got there is a great start to the day, fantastic breakfast. Straw to eat it, drink it with. That's roughly 1,000 calories. Now there's ways you can change this. You can put less oats in if you like. If you're half the oats, you're going to take 350 calories out of it. But I aim for about 1,000 calories on my breakfast, simply because the diet I'm following at the moment, I need to keep to 2,500 calories a day. I have roughly 1,000 for my breakfast, and then I split the other 2,500 or the other 1,500 throughout the next 2 meals, lunch and dinner. But there you go, Bootie's breakfast smoothie, great way to start the day. And if you use one of these blenders, you can drink it out of that and then wash it up, and there's not much after cleaning up to do. So hope you've enjoyed that. I'll do some more videos on food. If there's anything you want to request, breakfast dishes, lunch dishes, dinner dishes, let me know. DM me, and I'll do a video on that. For now, take care.